all the time in the world. But the very first time, it's weird because you shared it here. I always remember like the first time I met people. It's usually a spark. It's a whatever. And like I say, you'll be a guy, Erik, you're 55 now.
Yep.
10, 20 years from now, you're still going to be having guys you mentored and trained calling you for your take on a deal, or for how their numbers were. I got kids now from decades ago. They're calling me and telling me how much they make now.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
That's like one of the greatest things that, when you get that call or that note, that hey, I want to thank you. I'm sitting here in my office in this beautiful dealership, or I'm in this business, and I'm very, having a lot of success. And then they take that success and something that you taught them, something that you said, something that you did for them has turned into their formula for how they treat people, how they've grown themselves. And that to me is, I would give it all the way. Just to have that, be a legacy for me.
I'll tell you, the very first time that I met you, because I'm pinching myself seeing you on the screen here, that could you imagine back then looking and say, hey, Greg and Erik, what they'll do? They'll be on a national broadcast, broadcasting around the world and just we're in our gifts, though. You're doing what your gift is, Erik. I'm doing what my gift is. Yeah. The first time I met Erik Butler. So great. I was a finance manager in a really busy Ford store in Bremerton, Washington. And we had I call it a satellite store. That's like a redheaded stepchild, the little Mazda store down the street.
It was too, boy, big time.
Oh, and that's where you talked about attitude too. Like Toyota taught us, if a guy comes to you with a deal, you say, that's the best part of my job. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
But so I'm sitting there as a finance guy. I'm probably buried in 20 deals as usual. And then I see this kid kind of run into my office. And it turns out his name was Erik Butler. He introduced himself. He said, I'm Erik Butler. I'm the sales manager down at the Mazda store. And it was fun. We had this conversation because I said to myself really quickly, you'll love this, Erik. Tim Samuel loved like a couple of weeks ago when we talk about the old days, but it's when you met. Because it takes you back. This is before you were married. This is before you had your kids.
Right.
You still had some hair left, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But you came in, I said to myself, because you came in with a file, and the file was completed, except for finance. And I mean, completed. Any finance guy out there, or sales manager, knows what most files are just a mess, garbage, loose ends, all that stuff. It was a completed deal. This is a sales manager down at the Mazda store. He did the deal. He desked the deal. He closed the deal. He sent the deal over to the lender, Primus. You had these great little Mazda leases, Primus.
Yeah.
You get an approval. Or you bring in this deal to me. You say, hey, I know you're busy, Greg. I know you're a real busy guy stuff. But could you write this deal? It's like the customer's there, signing autographs in the green room. And you bring him in. I said, that's a first. First of all, who is this kid, Erik Butler? Because 25 was very young. It was a very young kid to me. 26, I think.
Yeah.
I said, who's this kid? Because number one, he's got his ducks in a row. He's got a file this complete. He's a 5-tool athlete, like you'd say in baseball. You do everything. But I said, well, this is just a young lion here. You were running fast, running hard. You were assertive, aggressive, and only at 26 years old.
Yeah.
And I can even go back to your Kinney Shoes days and stuff. But I said, wait a minute, here's a kid. And Erik, this is so cool. This is like 1998 or something. I said, here's a kid who's going places. I said the same about Tim Samuels, but because you did it all, but most importantly, you were a leader, dude. You were a team leader. Your specialist. Your specialization was running a team, as I say, a great general manager, GSM, whatever, a great sports team manager can manage an island of misfit toys. All these different personalities. In NFL, you got all these $40 million a year guys and type A's, but that can bring them together in a common mission on a common goal moving forward, which is basically to sell cars and have fun. That was the first time I met you, dude. And you know what? I was right. And here you are.